Hey stars, it's me, Shard Star, and I'm back. I hope you guys are having a great beginning of your new work week. And as usual, I'm drinking some lemon ginger tea. Now I've gotten a lot of requests and messages asking me what type of tea I drink. I'm into herbal teas, nothing extravagant and too crazy. Um, I pulled up two of my favorite lemon ginger teas, and I'll let you decide. Okay, the first one would be Bigelow. It's by Bigelow, and it's called lemon ginger tea. It's a probiotic. It has a probiotic, so it has other things that's good for you. So I like this, but this isn't my favorite. It's one of my favorites, right? Now, my favorite is by Celestial Teas, and it's lemon, jammin' lemon ginger. Now, what I do is I add extra lemon, fresh lemon, and I order, and then I add fresh ginger. But with the jamming one, they use a spicy ginger in the tea. So it gives you a little spice to the lemon and the ginger. So I like that. But again, these are the top two lemon ginger teas that I like. Bigelow lemon ginger or Celestial's jamming lemon ginger. So these are my two favorite teas at the moment as far as lemon ginger. Um, I would like to also thank people. Last week was my birthday week. My birthday was on Thursday, April the 3rd. And, there's a lot going on during the week. So I did go out to dinner on Friday, a very small little dinner, intimate dinner. And then on Saturday, I got together with some friends and family. I had a bowling party. So that was fun. And then Sunday, normal brunches and things like that. We went to brunch, but believe it or not, we kept it really small. Um, it's different this year. Um, it's just different. But nevertheless, let's get into these stories. So I want to first start off the stories with stating rest in peace. I know we are, well, let me fill you guys in first because I know you're like, what in the world is he talking about rest in peace? Okay, well, I'm sure we are familiar with Kim Porter. That's the mother of Sean Puffy Combs' three children, the twins and the other son. Well, last Wednesday, Quincy announced that his great grandmother, which was Kim Porter's grandmother, passed away, um, and that was pretty much it. But I just wanted it to be known that I feel for the twins and also the other son because their mom is deceased. Their dad is, we know where Puffy is. Puffy's locked up, and now they lost their great grandmother. So I mean, it's like one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. So I just wanted to speak on that and let it be known that her Kim Porter's grandmother, her name was Lila Mae Starr. She passed away last week. So again, condolences to the family and continue to pray for them. Well, I don't know how many of you guys, well, pretty much all of us, we use Zelle or Cash App or, a few of the money transfer apps. Well, Zelle, if you notice, I found out the hard way because I paid some things to Zelle. Last Thursday, I went for a treatment, facial and a massage, and I had heard that morning before I actually left the home that the Zelle app is no longer offering money transfer services. So what they're saying is, if you have the Zelle app just through your phone, the app will be there up until June, but you can't receive money or transfer money in or out of that account any longer. The only Zelle accounts if you have Zelle through your bank. Now I have Zelle through my bank. And I also had a personal Zelle, but I got rid of the personal Zelle because there was a lot of things going on here in New Jersey with Zelle, so I got rid of it. And if I use Zelle, I use it through my bank. So as of last week, Zelle is no longer just for apps. So like if you have it on your app and it's not through your bank, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to transfer money or receive money. And I knew that was eventually going to happen because Cash App had some changes after the pandemic. During the pandemic when we weren't able to move around as normal, people were constantly transferring money to people for different things because we couldn't see people in person. And I'm sure whatever businesses that was running um, allegedly, legal or not legal, were going through these transfer services, and you weren't paying taxes. So now they found a way. You know what? You're only going to be able to use this through your bank, where you're going to pay taxes on a certain amount of money. So just wanted to let you guys know that Zelle, if you just have the app and is not affiliated with your bank, is no longer going to work. So it has to be now, and most banks are offering it. Zelle through the bank. So if you have that, then you should be good. Okay. Well, this is a sad story. Um, Apparently, a dad and his 6-year-old son. The dad took the 6-year-old son fishing. Right. From what I'm getting from the story is, it's a mom, it's a dad, it's 2 kids. Right. One kid is a little older. This one is 6. I think the other one may be 1 or something. So the dad tried to spend a little extra time with the 6-year-old so he doesn't feel left out. You know what I mean? So he takes them fishing. So apparently, they like to go fishing together. So this is in Virginia. This story starts in Virginia, and the dad took the son out, for a day of fishing. Um, they were fishing off of a boat landing, like a pier, a little pier. And this happened on March 22nd. And the dad name is Danny Subner and his son. And apparently the son caught a fish. And somewhere in the excitement of catching the fish, the 6-year-old falls into the river. So the dad, of course, jumps in after him. And neither were seen again. So both perished and drowned in the river. What happened was, they stated that the wife, she became suspicious when, she said normally when they go fishing, she doesn't really have contact with her husband while he's out fishing because of where they're at. Maybe it's the satellites. I don't know. But she said that he is normally not contactable. He has a cell phone, or he's too busy doing that where he doesn't want to deal with the phone, whatever have you. So it wasn't abnormal for her not to hear from them during the day. But at some point, after she hadn't heard from them at 9:45 p.m., she contacted the sheriff. And the sheriff went out to investigate, and they found Danny's vehicle and his cell phone at the river dock. So they sent divers in. The divers did find the dad and the son. They have both drowned, and so sorry to hear that. So you got to be careful, people, and it could be the happiest time of your life, and within seconds, it could be the worst time of your life. Um, well, I think I told you guys maybe a month or 2 ago about this teacher that had been having group sex with her students, right? Now, mind you, her students were ages from age 13 to, I believe, 15 or 16. And she was already, arrested for for 5 kids. Now 5 more kids came out, right? So now it's a total of 10. There's a total of 10 underage boys stating that they had group sex with this teacher in different times. And she would happen to take them shopping, buy them things to entice them. Some of the boys, they said that they were tricked to her house. She was stating that she needed them to babysit her child. Okay. So I don't know how you ask a 13 to 15-year-old over to babysit your child, but okay. So she would when they arrived to her house, she would give them liquor. And they said drugs. They never stated what type of drugs, but and some of the boys stated they didn't want to do what she wanted them to do, and she would make them. And then afterwards, she would state to them if they would tell anybody that she would unalive herself. So, I mean, from a 13 to 15 to 16-year-old, that might mean a lot. And, you're feeling stressed and whatever the situation is. So, with that being said, There's five more. Well, her husband, it says husband of teacher accused of group sex with students, allegedly threatens teen, I'll kill you in front of your family. So what's happening is he's a parent, the husband, and if I'm not mistaken, the husband is a police officer, if I'm not mistaken about this case, right? So um I would say, yeah, so now he's going around threatening the students that his wife, who's their substitute teacher, had group sex with. So now there's a total of 10 kids, underage boys, that are stating that, they've had relations with this teacher. And now her husband is now going around threatening these boys, or so far, one boy so far. Yeah, and telling them that he would off them in front of their parents. And mind you, the teacher, she's 31 years old. Okay. So, yeah, teachers, police officers, everyone that we pretty much feel that there's a chance for us to trust, it doesn't quite work out that way. And here's another thing. Now, I'm going to state to you the NYPD, right? Apparently, NYPD officers suspended after allegedly fleeing car chase that ended in a fiery, fatal crash. Now, I'm sure some of you guys in New York are aware of this story. Apparently, there was a 2025 CRV racing um, on the highway in New York. And the police took pursuit and apparently states that the car, that the CRV that was being driven recklessly, was stolen. So the CRV apparently exited the Henry Hudson Parkway with the police in pursuit behind them. Well, at some point, the car lost control and crashed into a building, which made it burst into flames. Now, the picture that I'm showing you, this is the car after the flames were put out. It was completely engulfed. After the crash, there was one person, one unidentified person in the car. But the thing about this story is, y'all ready for this? After the crash, the police just drove past them. After chasing them, just drove past them and returned to their police precinct to finish off their shift for the rest of the night. Never mentioned it to anybody. Now, I saw a report where it was a retired officer, and he stated that this is so weird because when they're in pursuit of a stolen car or whatever, they radio it in. And of course, they're talking, in between. Well, apparently, these two police officers never radioed in that they were even in pursuit. So they were chasing this car, and I believe this happened like 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that, last week. So they was chasing a car and never radioed in that they are in pursuit of a stolen car. So I don't know what that's about. But then the car exits and loses control and crashes into a building. And the police officers just drive past it like it was nothing. And again, return to their police station to continue their shift without ever reporting that they were chasing a stolen car, that a stolen car crashed into the building and blew up in flames. None of that. So now these two officers are suspended. I don't know what that's about. I don't even understand that part of it. I don't know what it was. But like I said, I'm sure we will hear a little more of this because how weird is that? Okay, well, speaking of weird, we are all familiar with Dame Dash, right? Co-founder of Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z. Well, we know that Dame Dash has had some money issues, and I mean, he hasn't tried to keep it a secret. He was trying to sell off different things and entities that he still owned or whatever of Rockefeller, and allegedly the city or the state wound up buying it from him. But nevertheless, Dame Dash has a back tax thing going on. He owes $8.7 million in back taxes to New York, just to New York. 8.7. Well, he's now been ordered by a judge to pay $4 million to a movie producer named Josh Weber for what did he do to him? A defamation lawsuit. He defamed him. He said he went on some podcast in April and stated, I'm sorry, he went in some podcast on March. March, it ruled. The judge ruled in March 26th that Damon Dash owes this producer $4 million because he defamed his name. He stated in an interview that he had did previously over a movie called Dear Frank that they were all affiliated with. He claims that the producer and the director stole the movie from him. And of course, that might hurt your reputation if you are a movie producer or a movie director. People don't want to work with you if they feel you're going to steal their intellectual properties, whatever that is. So the judge ruled that he did defame the producer Josh Webb and that he owes him $4 million. And I say good luck to you, Josh, because he already owes New York 8.7. So you have to wait in line, Josh. Okay. Your little 4 don't trump 8.7. So, and allegedly, I don't know if that's all he owes. You know what I mean? So again, wait in line. But you got to be careful with this trash talking and defaming people with what you say. What you say can harm people's livelihoods and their businesses. And you think, oh, I just said it. I have freedom of speech. Yeah, you have freedom of speech when you're speaking the truth. But when you're saying something that's not true or you're making up things, that can hurt the next person. So now Dave trash talked the filmmaker and stated that they stole things from him, which apparently they didn't, or there was no proof that they did. So now he owes them $4 million for, defaming their name, a defamation lawsuit. So here we go. You got to be careful about what you say and what you do. Okay, so we're going to go to, I want to show you this picture of, that I'm looking at the moment, and then I'm going to tell you the story, right? So, let me pull up the story for you guys. Okay, so it states in the headline, mom killed as she slept with her 3 kids and plot by boyfriend who arranged to have himself shot in a fake home invasion. Okay, yeah. I'm actually going to, speaking of home invasion, I'm actually going to do a story time in the near future about a home invasion I was personally involved in, meaning a victim of a home invasion. But now that we're talking, I will tell that story on its own. Okay, so as you see, these are the 2 men, and this, I assume, is the mother that was asleep with her 3 kids. So apparently the boyfriend tried to set up a fake home invasion or something of the sort, and actually allegedly told them, whoever he hired to do it, to shoot him to make it look good. Well, it says more than a year after a mother was shot to death while in bed with her 3 children in Florida, investigators have arrested her on and off again boyfriend and his cousin, so that's who was in those pictures, for apparently unfurling a plot by the 2 suspects to allegedly kill her and make it look like a home invasion robbery. And of course the boyfriend told the cousin, also shoot me to make it look good. So Sean Rain, who's 32, and Benjamin Garman, who's 26, are charged with first-degree murder and the death of 30-year-old Portia Natika Shanae Streeter. Wow. Okay. A press release stated. Deputies with the Orange County Sheriff Office began investigating this on January 13, 2024, when they found Streeter dead with 10 gunshot wounds and Rain shot in his shoulder at the apartment. So I don't know if they were trying to take something or maybe to get her insurance money. I really don't know because they're really not saying. But however, these two staged a fake home invasion. This woman was apparently home in bed with her three kids and was shot 10 times. And the boyfriend who set it all up allegedly was shot in the shoulder. Okay. This, according to a 36-page probable cause arrest affidavit, the boyfriend told the investigators he was walking inside the apartment to check on Streeter and the three kids, age 10, age 2, and age 1, when someone attacked him from behind. He claimed the home invader entered the home and opened fire before running away. The affidavit said. Rainey said the man stole $2,000 in cash and 3 cell phones. After the man fled, an unarmed range allegedly said he waited and then chased after the man. Rain claimed he chased down the man and was able to wrestle him down and away from to get the stolen cell phones, the affidavit said. He also said he went to his neighbors in search of help, but no one would help him. So this whole thing, apparently, it didn't work. It didn't work. The setup was silly. They're saying that the home invasion, the person came in. He claims the person pushed him in and apparently started firing. I don't get it. And how do you fire into a bed with a mother and 3 kids, one age 10, one age 2, and one age 1, and only the mother gets shot? The whole thing is weird. I don't know. But they're finding out that it was the boyfriend and the cousin. It was not a home invasion. Yeah. Well, look, keep to this. Now, I want to tell you the story I came across, and then I had to do a little investigating, and I found out some little new facts, some new known facts. Okay. Okay. So apparently, this is a story. This is an African American couple, because I know y'all first going to think it's like this and not like this. This is an African American couple we're talking about, right? Okay. Imagine this story. St. Olaf, joking. A guy, he's 22. The girl is 23. They meet each other. They start dating. They're dating, I think, to this point, maybe a little over 2 years. So, yeah. So apparently, how can I say this? Apparently, to come to find out, she's now pregnant with her boyfriend or future fiance's baby. Somewhere along the line, they find out that they are brother and sister, meaning they have the same father, right? And sometimes we come from places where the papas and daddies are Rolling Stone, and you have to be very careful with that, because if he's been around that town, it's very possible you could be dating your sister or dating your brother and vice versa, which will then make it incest, which is illegal in most states except 2. Okay. Okay, so they find out that they're brother and sister. They have the same father. They find this out. Well, they decide to keep the relationship going. They're not going to break up with one another, and they now have a baby. Okay. Now, I've always heard if brothers and sisters have babies, or if the bloodline is too close, something could happen to the baby can come out different. I don't know. But apparently, these two have the same dad, and they now have a baby, and they now find out that they are brothers and sisters. So they didn't know it from the beginning, so you can't blame them for that. But can you blame them for staying together even after they find that? Well, after that time, they're already in love. They've been together a couple of years, and now they have a baby. So now your daddy and uncle and your mommy and auntie is wow. Okay. So what do? They still want to get married. Well, guess what? Like I said, in only 2 states, it's legal. And those 2 states are New Jersey and Rhode Island. It says incest is legal in New Jersey and Rhode Island. In both New Jersey and Rhode Island, incest between consenting adults is not a criminal offense, although it is illegal in most other states besides Rhode Island and New Jersey. Yeah. So they moved to Rhode Island where they can get married and where it's not illegal. It's only two states, New York, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. So they find out that they've been together a little over 2 years. They find out that they're brother and sister, and they now have a newborn, and they still want to continue the relationship and get married. So they moved to Rhode Island, where it's not illegal. So, yeah, I didn't know. And I definitely didn't know that incest was legal in New Jersey. Like, incest should be illegal in every state. Duh. And then they saying, well, it's legal in Rhode Island and New Jersey as long as it's between consenting adults. Okay, but that should be, if that's the case, adults can do what they want in any state as far as sleeping with one another or whatever. I don't know, but that's what these two did. They moved to Rhode Island, and now they're legal to be married and to raise their child as brother and sister and husband and wife. Who knew? Listen, guys, I love you guys. I want you guys to stay and be intentional. Check on your friends, check on your loved ones. And you know what? You have to have a great day. You know, people tell you all the time, have a good day, have a great day, da 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 da. My thing, and I say to my friends and family, and they'll be able to tell you, I tell them, have a great day on purpose, meaning don't make it a great day by accident, like, oh, it just happened to be a great day. No. When you wake up, first of all, it's a great day because you woke up. That's first. But when everything rolls in and life start lifing, have a great day on purpose. Make it. Do it on purpose. I love you guys. Stay intentional. And until next time, have a great day.